Hello Taurus, my name is Keith Haswell and I'm a professional astrologer. Most of you who are watching this will also have watched some of my other videos, so I won't bother with a long introduction of who I am and where I come from and what I stand for or anything like that. Suffice to say, Taurus, that you are primarily a spiritual being. You are not a human being in search of your spirituality. You are a spiritual being expressing yourself at the level of consciousness called human. Okay? Now what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to look at the movements of some bodies through the houses of your horoscope during May and June for you, and I'm going to look at the testing cycles which are brought about by Mars and Saturn. We need to have tests, Taurus, otherwise we don't grow and reach and stretch to become more of who we really are. And I'm going to look at those first and see what sort of stresses and tensions and difficulties and frustrations and obstacles that you've set for yourself in May and June 2015. And then I'm going to look at the joy for you, Taurus. I'm going to look at the movements of the Sun and Venus and Jupiter as they bring joy as they move through the houses of your horoscope. So you just sit back and relax here now, Taurus, and let's have some fun together, eh? Now we start off on the first of the month, 1st of May, with Mars in the first house of your horoscope, Taurus. Now with Mars in the first house of your horoscope, you've got a lot of stress and tension beginning the month off, a lot of stress and tension in your life, and there's potential for impulsiveness. There's a lot of, you've got to try and relax a lot more, Taurus, with Mars in the first house of your horoscope. Be careful not to be impulsive and aggressive and dominant and assertive and that sort of thing. Don't commence and start projects based on impulse and passion. Just think carefully before you start things. Try and relax a lot more and you'll be able to get through that particular part of your horoscope. Okay, now on the 12th of May, Mars moves into the second house of your horoscope and remains there for 2 or 3 weeks. With Mars in the second house of your horoscope, you can have a tendency, Taurus, to be impulsive with money. Don't go rush out and buy things on impulse. Think about them carefully. There's stresses and tensions in your life, no doubt, to do with financial matters, but not only financial matters, but also matters relating to your sense of security, feeling safe. So there's a lot of stresses and tensions inside of yourself with Mars in the second house of your horoscope to do with your sense of feeling safe and feeling secure, emotionally and mentally. Now then Mars moves into the third house of your horoscope on the 25th of June. With Mars in the third house of your horoscope, be careful of impulsiveness in speech. Don't drive too fast. Try and relax a lot more. And you can be rather aggressive and assertive with relatives and neighbours and those close to you. And there can be stresses and tensions focusing through motor vehicles, but just try not to be impulsive in speech and go into your meditation on a daily basis, even if it's just for 5 minutes, especially around that time with Mars in the third house for 2 or 3 weeks, okay? Now Saturn is sitting in the 8th house of your horoscope, and that's been there for a while. It's in there and it remains there until the end of this particular 2-month period. With Saturn in the 8th house of your horoscope, there's frustrations inside of yourself, Taurus, to do with joint finances, also matters relating to inner change and transformation. You're trying to bring about changes within yourself, and those changes are not coming easy. You've got blockages there that you know you want to get rid of, but you just can't get rid of them. And so there's frustrations with regard to inner transformation and change through introspection and reflection, and frustrations and difficulties to do with joint finances that you share with any partner or anyone else who shares financial matters with you. And Saturn remains retrograde for the balance of this period. Okay, so it means it's going backwards, and that introduces quite a bit of extra difficulty there with regard to making changes inside of yourself and to do with joint finances. Now let's look, Taurus, at the joy in your life during May and June 2015. Now the joy in your life comes through the Sun in its movement in this 2-month period, and the Sun is your overall personality. Venus is your love nature, and with Venus in there, we'll look at that for you. And also Jupiter. Jupiter is a expansion and growth and development and philosophy and wonderful things. So let's look at those for you now. Starting off the month, the 1st of May, the Sun is in the 1st house of your horoscope, seeing a focus upon personal interests and initiatives. And you seem to be having a sunny disposition in life, and you seem to be wanting to commence and start new projects and ideas. Venus is in the 2nd house of your horoscope to start the month off with, and with Venus in the 2nd house of your horoscope, you've got a boost financially. You probably want to rush out and be spending money, so just make sure that it's not based on impulse, but you do have good stars financially, and also matters relating to your sense of security. So you'll feel a lot safer and a lot more secure with Venus in the 2nd house of your horoscope. But there's a love of luxuries and rich food and things like that with Venus in the 2nd house. Now then, on the 8th of May, Venus moves into the 3rd house of your horoscope, Taurus, for 2 or 3 weeks, and with Venus in the 3rd house of your horoscope, there's a lot of extra social activities and potential for social involvement with relatives. There'll be a lot of love and a lot of expression of affection with relatives and neighbours. There's good stars for buying and selling things, entering into contracts or agreements, and listening to music. Taurus is a blessing for you when Venus is in the 3rd house of your horoscope. So going for a drive in the car, listening to music and that sort of thing, and social involvements with relatives and neighbours. Romance can even spring through relatives and neighbours, so you might meet someone nice through a relative or a neighbour. Now then, on the 22nd of May, the Sun moves into the 2nd house of your horoscope and remains there for 30 days. With the Sun in the 2nd house of your horoscope, it's going to see a focus of your personality upon matters relating to your sense of security, feeling safe, financial matters, but also feeling safe emotionally and mentally. So there's a focus upon your sense of security in life for 30 days. The next change, Taurus, is on the 6th of June with Venus in the 4th house of your horoscope. It remains there for 2 or 3 weeks. With Venus in the 4th house of your horoscope, there's a lot more love and affection for family gatherings, social involvements with family and parents, and there's a lot more love around the home. It's good for you for entertaining around the home. It's favourable for you generally to do with family matters and domestic matters, for bringing friends into the home and things like that. So you'll have a lot more love around the home and to do with the family. It's a good time for buying property and things like that as well. Now then, the next movement is the 22nd of June with the Sun moving into the 3rd house of your horoscope. With the Sun in the 3rd house of your horoscope for 30 days, it sees a focus of your personality upon your mind and the expansion of your mind. Social activities with relatives and neighbours seem to come to the fore as well, and it's a very sunny disposition that you'll have. Now, looking at Jupiter for you, Jupiter brings joy wherever it sits, and Jupiter is in your 4th house of your horoscope during this 2-month period. Now, it's moving very fast. It moves from 13 degrees Leo to 21 degrees Leo. So that means that there's a tremendous amount of potential there for Jupiter to form a conjunction with any planets that you have between 13 degrees and 21 degrees Leo. So if you do have any planets in that region, it's wise for you to get your horoscope number 2 or 3 done by me, where I can give you a bit of information on those conjunctions there. But Jupiter in the 4th house of your horoscope is a real blessing for you during this 2-month period to do with family and domestic matters. It's a good time for changes in residence. It's a favourable time for you for gatherings. A parent can travel and visit to see you, or you can travel and visit to see a parent. But there's happiness through property matters, domestic matters, family matters, investments in property and things like that. And things that you've been waiting to come to a conclusion can come to a successful conclusion with Jupiter in the 4th house of your horoscope. And that's as far as I go for you, Taurus. Now look, what I advise you to do is to delve into my videos. There's been 1/3 viewings of my YouTube videos now, and the latest one, or one of the latest ones that I've put out, is called The Meaning of Your Dreams, and we've had more who've ticked the like box with this particular video, The Meaning of Your Dreams, than any other video that I've ever produced. So why is that particular video the one that people like so much? Now, you won't find that there's tens of thousands of viewings of that video, because it's only for those like yourself, Taurus, who are on the crest of the wave of evolution, okay? So you're on the crest of the wave of evolution, and if you watch that video, it will help you to understand more about who you really are and what your purpose and your function in life is, okay? And that video is available through the YouTube video page of my website. Also, the website address is always in the description of any of my videos. So you look in the description there, you'll always find my website address there, okay? So it's nice to have this opportunity, Taurus, to be able to spend some time with you, and I look forward to working further with you should you decide to have your horoscope number 2 or your horoscope number 3 done by me, okay? And I wish you well during this 2-month period. Thank you.